picture-perfect day for college football in the mid-Hudson Valley of New York. The 1-1 Cadets host Ball State of the Mid-American Conference. The Cardinals are 0-2, playing their first road game of the season. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to West Point. Great to have you with us. We are moments away from kickoff. Dave Ryan alongside former USC defensive back Jason Sehorn. Jason, looking at these two programs, similar stories. Brand new head coaches in 2009 and one goal for this year, success.
And brand new quarterbacks as well. For Army and Coach Rich Ellerson, it's all about the triple option, and this team has wasted no time adapting to it. They rank 8th nationally running the football, and he said they've only begun to scratch the surface. Ball State, on the other hand, Stan Parrish said it's like getting the keys to a shiny new car. They have 9 freshmen and sophomores starting on offense. How quickly they learn all the nuances of the bells and whistles will determine their success, and I'm looking forward to seeing which team grows before our eyes today.
And what a success story it was last year for Ball State. A 12-0 start and back-to-back bowl appearances for them. A top 15 ranking for the first time in school history, but head coach Brady Hoke left for the San Diego State job. Stan Parrish has taken over. Army head coach Rich Ellerson told us yesterday he showed the entire team, offense, defense, special teams, the Duke game film from last week. They learned together. They said, we're a pretty good team. It was a winnable game. They're confident this week. Each week we'll be hearing from a cadet sideline reporter. This week, it's Kurt Bujeski, a senior from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Kurt, how do you best describe the atmosphere in the student section right now?
Sir, it's pretty crazy right now. West Point football games are mandatory, so all 4,400 cadets are here, and they'll be standing the entire game. Everybody's fired up, ready to watch Army win this game.
Ball State has won the toss. And the Cardinals elect to receive. Matt Campbell will kick off. Toriel Gibson, Eric Williams, deep to receive. For Ball State. There goes the cannon. Across Lusk Reservoir, we're underway. Eric Williams at the 4. Breaks a tackle outside of 35. And a nice return for Williams of 31 yards. Let's take a look at today's quarterback profile, brought to us by 5 Hour Energy. We're talking about the redshirt freshman, Jason Kelly Page of Ball State.
Yeah, he's just got to relax. He's got to take the time, believe in what he sees in front of him. He's got to see the entire field. As Coach Parrish said, he was seeing a lot of phantom things out there, and he's got to get confidence early. They've got to give him some easy throws in the beginning of this game just to get that confidence rolling.
From just outside Dallas. Only one touchdown pass so far for him through the 2 games. End around, first play of the game. And Ball State.
Corey Sykes carries the ball.
As Corey Sykes, the backup to their outstanding starting running back, Myquel Lewis, carries for a nice gainer on first down. Difference makers early on here, Jason.
It's the do-everything back, Myquel Lewis. He leads the team in rushing and receiving catches out of the backfield. He's got to set the tone. Kelly Page, how much leadership can he provide as a freshman? And speaking of freshmen, they have 3 of them on the offensive line. Michael Switzer has to be able to rally the troops.
Here's Page throwing for the first time, incomplete. Looking there for Seth White at midfield.
Intended for White is incomplete.
Difference makers, Army defense today.
You know, in the secondary, it starts with cornerback Mario Hill. He's got to have the vision to see everything in front of him. He can't keep his eyes in the backfield too long. Andrew Rodriguez has got to create chaos all over the football field. He has to set the tone. And then Victor Ugeni has to create pressure on the quarterback. Do not allow him the time to sit in the pocket and get comfortable.
2nd and 10 here for Ball State. Here's Myquel Lewis, record-setting 2008 season. And Rodriguez, the first one to him already. The guy they call A-Rod, whose goal is to create that chaos defensively for Army, is in on 2 plays.
And just one of those guys, they say, has a lot of freedom to run around and create that chaos. His responsibilities are a lot less than the middle linebacker, Steven Anderson.
3rd and 10, no gain there for Lewis. Page, shotgun over the middle. Pass complete, 48-yard line. Ift brings it in. Progress 46, shy of the first down, lead of the 43. Donovan Travis makes the stop defensively for Army. And it should be a punting situation for the Cardinals on their first possession.
And I would say so far in watching that, they got Kelly Page off to a nice start. Got him a throw right in front of him, middle of the football field, just to get that confidence going. Just, all right, they didn't get the first down, but he had some confidence, and I think that's what's key for them.
Redshirt freshman from Heartland, Michigan, Scott Cavanda will punt. First effort of the day for him. For Ball State, Damian Hunter. Deep to receive for Army. High spiraling kick. Hunter lets that go, hoping for the end zone, which is what happens. 46-yard boot for Cavanda. And a touchback means Army will take over first and 10 on its 20. Let's take a look at today's quarterback profile brought to us by 5 Hour Energy. Another freshman. This time it's Army's Trent Steelman.
Trent Steelman, true freshman, has to make the decisions for this offense. Running the triple option, it all starts with the quarterback. He's also got to see the game. He's got to know where the defensive end is, where the Mike linebacker is to make those decisions. Let it come to him, and ball control. Last week he had a costly fumble that resulted in points for the other team. Keep the ball in your hands. It starts with him.
Carter in motion, gets the pitch left. Jamison Carter, a cutback, and a nice gainer across the 25-yard line to the 26. Stopped by Renee Perry for Ball State. Difference makers, Army offense. Jason, what do you have?
For Army, starts right there with Jamison Carter. He's got to get to the edge of the football field. He's the speed slot back for them. He's got to get to the edge, get downfield, make the big plays for them. Alejandro Villanueva, 6'10" wide receiver. Last week had his breakout game. Look for more big plays for him in the passing game. And track speed, Alfred McDaniel's their fastest player. The coaches aren't sure which way he's going to go.
Inexperience on the football field, but incredible speed. Steelman hands off, goes right up the middle. Kingsley Ahee, the carry, got to the 29, shy of the first down. Difference makers defensively, Ball State today.
Starts with the defensive ends. Everything revolves around which way they go. Leadership, Brandon Crawford, the 33-year-old fifth-year senior, has to read the option, has to know which way he's supposed to go on the football field. The other defensive end, Robert Edens, has to set the edge of the defense at the line of scrimmage, and Travis Freeman has to learn on the go. If they've never seen this offense, he can't afford to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
3rd and 1, Steelman keeps, and a freshman from Bowling Green, Kentucky, lunges forward to the 31. Will have an Army first down. Still playing with the cracked rib suffered opening week at Eastern Michigan. Told us yesterday it's feeling better, though. As you see at the top of your screen, the offensive starters for Army. We'll see the defensive starters for Ball State as well.
I guess that's as good as a broken rib can feel.
Timeout called by Army. See the opening drives, Jason, critical. And that's what Trent Steelman told us yesterday in our meeting with him, how important that would be to have a good start today.
The fast start, it just allows them, they're in a new offense. They're doing something they haven't done. Getting into these live game situations, to have that quick start is pretty key. The other thing they said was maintaining this same intensity, the same level of newness to the entire game. Not to allow it to, allow the other team to catch up to what they're trying to do offensively.
Turnover battle, kicking game, big keys. Rich Ellerson told us yesterday in our meeting with him.
On that turnover battle. He said they just can't afford to win football games losing the turnover battle. You can't allow the other team more possessions than you have. They have that offense that takes time. That they can chew up yards, but for the most part, it's going to run time off the football clock. And if they're turning the ball over, they're losing opportunities.
Turnovers led to 21 on the 35 Duke points last week here at Michie Stadium. And a 35-19 Duke win over the Black Knights. Off the timeout, first down, far hash for the freshman Steelman in the Army offense. Mealing gets the pitch right, turns the corner, 48-42, lowers the shoulder. Lorraine Birch made the stop, but not before Patrick Mealy got to the edge and gets a first down.
The other thing you have to like about this play right here is the fact at the end of this run, you watch Mealy come around the backside. They do a great job of pinching everybody inside. And now here's the key. At the end, don't go out of bounds. You want to continuously punish the defender so that in the 3rd and 4th quarter, they don't want to hit you. They're tired of hitting you. When they're tackling somebody every play, it gets tiring.
Gain of 13, 1st and 10. Triple option offense. Tough to stop for a lot of teams. Play goes to Mealy again. Drives off right tackle forward to the 49-yard line. We'll have a gain of 5 on first down. Mealy just shy of 100 yards. Jason, last week we We were joking yesterday with the Army coaches, Ian Shields, the offensive coordinator. Didn't you know that Patrick had 1 yard to go? And he said, I don't have those stats in front of me.
Yeah, it's safe to say that Patrick Mealy needs a few more touches than the 5 and 10 he's getting.
Nearly 14 yards a carry, second best in the nation. Behind Jeffrey Demps of Florida. That's amazing. Steelman heads up field on the keep. And the freshman has a first down to the 44-yard line. Stopped by David Jones, the junior from Muncie, Indiana.
Knocked out by Davy Jones. Mr. Referee, move those chains.
This place is going to start with the defensive end. Right up here on top. Right up here on top. What he does, he gets pinched in. And when he gets pinched in like that, it opens up the entire thing. The other thing, the linebacker on the outside, he's got a two-way go. He's got 2 people, 1 ball.
Gain of 7, first down. 3 first downs already in this drive for Army. Again, the misdirection. Mealy pitch. Trouble with the handle and first and carries upfield. Getting to the edge. A big critical point for Army to the 35-yard line. Gain of 9.
Getting to the edge for this offense is pretty key because when you get to the edge of this defense, you generally have 1 guy for 2. So you'll see out here, Steelman gets there, and when he's at the point of pitch, there's only 1 defender generally out there with 2 defenders or 2 offensive people to control. It's a little bit difficult on the defense if they haven't seen this.
3 carries already. Jason, 27 yards for Patrick Mealy. What a start.
Keeping the average up.
He is in motion. That's right. A. Kingsley carries to the 31. Chains will move again. So for the 3rd straight game this year, Army a very impressive initial drive. Travis Freeman on the tackle there.
And as this game goes along, the linebackers will get a little bit more familiar with the steps. Early on, for an offense or defense that hasn't seen this kind of an offense run, it's difficult to read your keys because the keys change every play.
Freeman along with Tony Martin, inside and outside linebacker for Ball State, true freshman. This defense does have 9 starters back from their 08 miracle year. Steelman keeps on that fake to Kingsley. He gets buried as he tries to run left, gets to the 29. Stop made there by Sean Baker, was the MAC freshman of the year last year, had 6 interceptions, free safety spot, along with David Jones from the outside linebacker position.
Another difficult thing for a defense when you haven't seen this offense is the splits of the offensive linemen. They're between 2 and 3 yards between each other, which just as a defender, as the tackles, there's just so much space that you're not used to.
Second and long here, 10th play of the drive. Long count. Pitch. Comes on the near side. Turn in the corner. McDaniel with the speed we told you about. Flag flies. He gets to the 10-yard line. Alfred McDaniel, who runs a 100-meter in 10.68, a 2-time Patriot League outdoor track champion in that event. Got blazing speed. Showed us a little bit of those wheels there.
Face mask, number 19 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
The coaches were so excited to get Alfred McDaniel on the football field because of that speed. And they're like, we're not really sure where he's going to go, but we know it's going to get there quickly. You'll see him. He hits the hole so quickly. The other thing about this offense that's really key is the blocks by the backs and the receivers. Getting the defenders, the defensive backs, the linebackers on the ground, either cut blocks or shielding them so they can't make the tackle.
McDaniel playing football for the first time in Army. He's a junior. First year just a track athlete, so he hadn't played until this fall camp since high school. First and goal off the face mask. It's Mealy up the middle, driving toward the goal line. And he's just shy to the half-yard line. It'll be second and goal for the Black Knights.
And when you watch this drive, you see such, over the course of time, you'll grasp this offense. You see such a great game plan of outside to inside, and you never allow the defense to get comfortable just chasing down the outside or just chasing down or stuffing the middle run.
Another impressive early drive. Can they finish? Big point with the Army coaches yesterday. Finish the play, finish the quarter, finish the game. We'll see today. Second and goal. Steelman trying again for the goal line like he did last week against Duke on the first drive. And he didn't make it. And Jason had that ball out, lunging for the goal line. You know, being a former player in the NFL, that's dangerous. Those D-backs and linebackers are going to swat at that ball.
We all know that when they're stretching for the goal line, the ball is live before it hits that goal line. So if you can get your hand on it, knock it out there as he's stretching over the goal line, it's a fumble. And that's a huge play for a defense to take the ball away right there on the 1-yard line. You want to wait to the last minute to stretch that ball over the goal line.
3rd and goal. Carter in motion, gets the pitch, going left. Jamison Carter, touchdown, Army!
To hold. Hobby is your snapper.
Here comes Carlton for the PAT. Alex has got it. 2nd rushing touchdown of the year for Jamison Carter, the junior from Matthews, North Carolina, just outside Charlotte.
We talked about this and the difference makers. The key to this is getting to the edge and getting the blocks downfield. Here you're on the 2-yard line, but it's the same thing. You got to get those blocks on the defenders.
Carter, a wide receiver a year ago, a running back now. Great start for the Black Knights. Here in West Point, how about the opening drive? 3 straight games. Jason, 3 straight touchdowns for Army to start the game. All rushes in that opening drive.
I'm going to say that pregame jitters aren't an issue for Army. I'm going to say that they've got the opening drives. They've got, they don't script things, but they've got that opening feel for how they want to set the tone to the game. Now it's just a matter of carrying that through all 4 quarters.
The kickoff and the cannon. Williams. Outside the 20. Tripped up. 22-yard line, and that is where Ball State will take over. 1st and 10 when we return to West Point, New York. Great start for Army. Home game number 2 of the 2009 season. Ball State. And Kelly Page, their redshirt freshman quarterback, who backed up the great and now departed Nate Davis, a 5th-round draft pick of the 49ers. Davis, the record-setting quarterback at Ball State, helped spring the Cardinals to that 12-0 start, made the MAC title game, won the MAC West title a year ago, lost to Buffalo in the championship game, and then lost the GMAC Bowl to Tulsa of Conference USA. Orsbon, the man in motion. 2nd possession, play action. Page steps into that throw. Over the middle, has his man. Brought in by Fakes. Zane Fakes, who is a true freshman and outstanding running back in high school, looking pretty good as a tight end there. Now time for the icy hot injury report. Let's check in with Ball State. Madaris Grant out for the year. Jason, first series of the game against North Texas to begin the season done. And Sedaris Williams, outstanding D-back for Army, indefinitely out after ankle surgery.
Just a tough way to start your season off, losing somebody that you rely on in your offense. It's already a new offense in the first place.
Starting lineup, top of your screen. Ball State offense, Army defense. Here's the pitch, Myquell Lewis. Steven Anderson strings it out and makes a great stop for Army. Against the 2008 record-setting running back for Ball State, Lewis, who stands maybe, the coaches tell us, 5'4". What is it, maybe 5'5"-ish?
He's thick, but he's not exactly the tallest character out there. One thing you have to realize about Army's defense is they penetrate. Their coaches told us they do not mind mistakes so long as they're on the Ball State side of the football. Yeah, this defense gets after you.
Loss of 3. Shotgun, Page. 2-step drop, throws. Catch. White nailed Anderson again. What a hit, Steven Anderson, as he absolutely crushes Seth White in the open field.
And great vision by the middle linebacker. He sees the quarterback eyeing this way the entire time. He's kind of free in the space, roving. He gets to play the eyes of the quarterback, follows it straight to the ball. Ouch.
What a leader Steven Anderson is, voted by his teammates as captain as a junior. That's unheard of here at West Point, folks. Just huge, and what a bell-ringing hit that was. 3rd down, Page, sideline route, lofts it, Lewis, incomplete. Good coverage. Brad Marin trying to stay step for step with Michael Lewis, who is Ball State's top receiver heading into this game.
And here's what they have to realize. On 3rd and 3, you don't necessarily have to go for the jugular. You just want to get the 3 yards. And you know why? Because your defense has just been on the field for 6.5 minutes and an 80-yard drive, and now you're going to put them right back out there again.
Second effort of the day for Scott Cavante. Had a 63-yarder in the season opener against North Texas, a loss at home in Muncie. Hunter, deep man back. We'll let that one bounce, and we'll see the spot. Army takes over when we return at its own 22-yard line, head-to-head with Ball State. So impressive. Perfect seasons in Black Knight history, going back to 1914. Charles Daly's second year as head coach. Then in 1916, 2 All-American halfbacks on that team, 44, 45, and 46. 3 straight national championships and 2 Heisman winners. And in 1949, Army's 5th Lambert Trophy of the decade. It's the best team in the East. Tremendous teams, tremendous history here at West Point.
Steelman is the quarterback. 80 behind him.
2009 edition of Army Takes Over. Steelman on the pitch. McDaniel lost it. And Trent Steelman jumps on it, still loose. Did Ball State get it? I think they did. Cardinals have it 1st and 10 on a short field. Alfred McDaniel, inexperienced player, as Sean Baker got there to hop on the fumble for Ball State. They take over 1st and 10.
And the inexperience here isn't the fumble, isn't the pitch. It's the fact that when you drop the ball behind your line of scrimmage, just fall on it. He's trying to pick it up. He wants to make a play. At that point in time, you've already lost this play. Pick the ball up, land on the ball, line up, play 2nd down.
Trent Steelman told us yesterday, ball security so critical, avoiding turnovers like this one that gives Ball State a great chance from the 15 of Army. So here come the Cardinals again, and Kelly Page rolling right, fires over the middle, man wide open. Briggs Orsbon drops that one at the 10. Something Ball State's offense cannot afford with a 0-2 start. Good opportunities like that.
Great opportunity. More importantly, the time he had. Let's concentrate on the positives right now. Okay, they dropped the ball. He's shuffling around. I don't know if the lineman got in the way. Clearly, it looks like he did. But Kelly Page has time to find the open guy. He has time to get the ball downfield. That's what they're looking forward to. Him having the time in the pocket to throw the football.
It's a progression with a brand new quarterback taking over for Nate Davis. Page keeps running right. Kelly Page turns the corner. Touchdown, Ball State. 15 yards, and the Cardinals right back in the game. Here comes Ian McGarvey, the junior from just outside Indianapolis. They'll try to kick the PAT.
It's under further review.
The play under review.
Okay. I'm going to go on a limb here and say I missed something. I missed a big something. 1, 2, 3,
Step
4,
out of bounds. Let's see.
8.
That's the only thing in my mind it could be before he got to the end zone. No.
Not even,
That's touchdown.
I think that's a situation where the official down on the field has to just say, no, we don't need to replay that one. It's pretty set in stone.
He doesn't have a choice, actually.
No, I'm saying that's the situation where they need to
every
give
play
them.
is replayed, and the video official up here next to us in the press box is the one who decides.
Yeah, they
by
need to go
buzzing
ahead
the
and give
referee.
these guys a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Freedom to say, I can assure you he didn't
You.
go out of bounds.
The play on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
There's Tom Zamorski, referee today for our crew at Mikey Stadium. First career touchdown run for Kelly Page. As promised, here's McGarvey to try the PAT. Tie game.
The kick is good. With 3 minutes and 51 seconds to go, Army 7.
College sports lost its leader Wednesday when the president of the NCAA, Miles Brand, passed away from cancer at the age of 67. Brand was the first former university president to run the NCAA. He was hired in 2002 and worked to change the perception that wins and losses of NCAA teams were more important than the academic success of its athletes. Thanks to Miles' initiatives, eligibility standards have increased and athletes' academic progress is tracked regularly to lead to higher graduation rates. We here at the CBS College Sports Network would like to express our deepest condolences to the Brand family and the NCAA.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. These words begin one of the most important prayers in all of Christianity. And now this very special prayer can always be.
Well, turnovers hurt Army so badly last week in that loss to Duke. As we mentioned, of their 35 points, 3 touchdowns, 21 points from Duke came off Army turnovers, and right off the bat here, Jason, another turnover and 7 points for Ball State.
And more importantly, you give Ball State life. Now they believe. You've given them confidence that they didn't have before that play.
Damian Hunter on the return for Army. Spun around and nail at the 24. Let's take a look at today's real-time fan poll brought to you by Text Station. So to start, send the text 88222, then make your choice, C1, C2, or C3. Which academy will have the most wins this year? Navy 1-1 after beating Louisiana Tech last week. Air Force 1-1. They play New Mexico coming up on the CBS College Sports Network later tonight.
Whew. I would say Air Force has the difficult remaining.
Tough schedule's coming up for sure. Mealy trying to turn the corner, lost the ball, but it's out of bounds, and Army will keep it. Patrick Mealy got hit pretty hard. Corrine Birch was in the vicinity there for Ball State, and Sean Baker made the hit.
Ball control. You've got to secure the ball first and foremost before you worry about anything else on the football field. The other thing you have to realize is sometimes you're not going to be able to get to the edge. You have to be able to cut it back in. Not every play is going to be a home run in this offense.
Starting lineups up top. You'll see it, Ball State defense. Up the middle, Kingsley Ahee does hang on to the ball this time. Gets to the 30.
Bangs ahead for a bunch.
And that's something as a young football player in a new offense for Mealy. He's got a great average. He realizes he's clipping off at about 14 a carry, that it's not going to be 14 every carry. Sometimes it's going to be almost a no play. Accept those, line up, play again. Always the key to an offense.
We'll see a lot from Kingsley Ahee, Jason, in the be-back position of this triple option offense for Army. That's because Cedarius Williams, who pointed out in the Icy Hot injury report, out indefinitely with that ankle injury. 3-step drop, pass, slant. Hunter brings it in. Nice catch, Damian Hunter. At the 42-yard line of Army, it'll be a first down. Corrine Birch, the sophomore from Broxton, Georgia, puts him down for Ball State.
And you don't see a lot of that in this offense, but it's nice to see that, as Coach Ellerson told us, they have yet to scratch the surface of this entire offense. There's a lot of pass that's going to happen once they figure it out.
First and 10 from the 42.
It's all an evolution, right?
All in evolution. Progress.
Step by step. With a new offense put in from Rich Ellerson and his staff coming from Cal Poly. Look out! Edens, huge hit. Steelman turned right into him. And Robert Edens, the Ball State coaches tell us this week, the top NFL prospect on this defense, showing us why.
See, Robert Edens right here in the corner, what he does, they rely on him making a mistake, him being fooled by that play action. He was not fooled by the quick inside hit. Kept to his responsibility, went right at the quarterback. His responsibility is the outside containment / quarterback. He did what he was supposed to do, made the play.
Junior from Detroit, Robert Edens. Explosive potential, the coaches say. Lost there. Second down and long. Steelman again tries to turn up field. Not much doing. Snuffed out after a very short gain. Stop made by David Jones, his third tackle of the day. He is the veteran of that young linebacking core, and the 4-3 set for Doug Graber, the brand new defensive coordinator at Ball State, along with Travis Freeman, true freshman, Tony Martin, true freshman.
Well, if there is such a thing as a sophomore veteran, he's it.
Hard to believe. Jones, a leading returning tackler for Ball State from last year. Army perfect so far. Third down conversions in this game, 3 for 3. Stealing, passing, airs it out. Hunter runs into Birch, and no flag. It is incomplete.
For Hunter, it is incomplete.
Well, it's safe to say they're going to take the reins off a tad bit more off of Trent Steelman, allow him to try to throw the ball vertically down the football field. A little out of character, but you've got to take a shot, and you know why? Because you want to soften up the secondary, more importantly, the safeties from camping out the line of scrimmage. If you can have 7 defenders instead of 8 or 9 in the box against the run, Army's going to be much more successful. In order to do that, they've got to try and loosen the secondary up with some passes.
Briggs Orsbon is deep to receive the Jonathan Bowles punt, first of the day for Bowles. Had a rather unusual fake attempt in the game last week. Flags fly. Early movement from Army. Orsbon lets that one check up, bounce out of bounds. Inside the 15. Let's check out the call.
All right, let's see.
47-yard kick if it stands. Damian Hunter moved early for Army.
Illegal motion against number 5 of the offense. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat, 4th down.
They'll do it again.
Gotta hold your water. You gotta wait till the ball's up. You see the ball snap. You can't move before that ball is snapped. You see here just a little bit antsy. They want to get downfield. They want to cover it. You can't do that. He tried to play it off well, though.
I like the way he sold it.
He
Kind
really
of shuffling
did.
to his left there. I meant to do that, right?
I was going in motion. That's what that was.
Army re-kicks here, referring to Bowles' unusual move last week. I guess he was told by a teammate or a coach. No one identified, said Rich Ellerson to us yesterday, about that unusual fake toward the end of the game. It was 4th and about 22. He ran for 10 yards on a fake punt. Guess what? Potential movement there again, although no flag this time. Orsbon.
Fair catch.
Fair catch made at the 24-yard line, and that's where Ball State will take over 1st and 10. College football continues all day on the CBS College Sports Network, 3:30 Eastern. Like this matchup, Virginia Southern Miss, first ever football matchup between these schools. UVA and Al Groh in a bit of trouble. 0-2 hole after losses to TCU of the Mountain West Conference and William and Mary at home, and then Air Force, New Mexico. Each team 1-1 to begin the year.
Do not want to be 0-3 with 3 losses to football teams that aren't even in the ACC caliber type division. They haven't even started ACC play yet.
Watch out for Southern Miss. Great numbers each side. They won 7 straight games dating back to October of last year. Damian Fletcher, great running back. 23 career 100-yard games. There's Sykes carrying, not much doing. A-Rod. And Rodriguez got to him right away. So did Victor Yageni.
Spikes carries the ball.
The defensive tackle for Army, the senior from outside Atlanta, who was recruited by Stanford, Georgia Tech. We spoke with Victor yesterday. Very pleased he made the choice. Instead of going ACC, Pac-10, or the SEC, came here to the academy.
He said he's pleased now. He said those first 2 years were kind of rough on him.
Final seconds. First quarter. Last play, perhaps. Here's Page. Got away from McNary. On his feet, fires, tips. Intercepted Rodriguez. A-Rod with a pick. Andrew Rodriguez brings it in on the last play of the first quarter. His first career interception. And Army in short field to start the second.
And these are the plays that Stan Parrish said that he was most frustrated with. His young quarterback would get out in the pocket. He loves to scramble, and when he gets to the outside, he can't throw back. There's just too many people running sideways. There's too many defenders crossing. You can't visually see all of them.
Credit Steven Anderson, the junior captain. Last week had a forced fumble, forced recovery. This time, tip picked by Rodriguez. Army gets it back. 1 quarter under point. And we are ready for second quarter action. Army on the attack, off the turnover. Kingsley Ahee lunges forward for a short gain. Our silent reporter, Kurt Bujeski. Let's talk a bit, Kurt, about Trent Steelman and the hierarchy, how things work for a plebe quarterback like this, where really guys like you, the first class, have a lot of the advantages.
Yes, sir. Well, right now, while Trent Steelman is leading the football team right now, when he goes back to the barracks, he'll be the bottom of the food chain.
Kurt, hang on there. I'm going to ask you a question about that in 1 second.
The bottom of the food chain.
Carter, who had the touchdown run earlier in the game. Tackle made by Travis Freeman, the Mike middle linebacker. Kurt, what kind of things does Trent have to do as a plebe or a freshman?
Well, first of all, he has to wake up early in the morning at about 6:15, take out the upperclassmen's laundry, deliver the newspapers, everything like that. A normal freshman quarterback won't be doing that. He's not doing that down there at USC. I doubt Blakely's doing that.
Yeah, Matt Barkley, right?
Yeah,
He's actually not playing for USC against Washington today.
Not playing, I assure you, not doing laundry.
You know from your USC experience. All right, 3rd and 6 here. Steelman airs it out. Alejandro Villanueva, the 6'10 wide receiver, trying to bring in that little fade corner route, incomplete. And Army 4th down here. Kurt, what else you have for us?
Well, earlier this week, I came into Trent Steelman's room, and first of all, it's a little awkward when a firstie or a senior comes into a freshman's room and is not, getting ready to haze him. So I had to put him at ease for a little bit, like, hey, man, chill out. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. And he was ready for this weekend. He was excited, and actually, he saw Villanueva catch some passes out there from Carson Williams, and he was ready to toss to LA this week.
All right, here's Alex Carlton. Kurt, potentially a 45-yard field goal. We'll see if Kurt and the rest of the corps is going to celebrate here. Carlton. Cannons go off across Lusk Reservoir and right here inside Michie Stadium. Alex Carlton gives Army the lead.
When the games are over, our SEC.
Cadets have a 10-7 lead. Alex Carlton, 3 for 4. Last 2 games combined field goals, replacing Matt Campbell, who was ineffective in the season opener. That win at Eastern Michigan. And the 12th man is here. Boy, that student section, what an advantage over the visiting teams here at Michie Stadium for Army. Campbell to kick off. There goes the cannon. Here comes Williams. From the 8, Eric Williams. Got some good speed. Slung down at the 30. Let's go back down to Cadet Bujeski. What's the feeling like amongst the corps now? They're a Cadet after that field goal from Carlton.
Well, Dave, it feels good to be in lead right now. I mean, the 12th man, especially down here in this corner, it's extremely loud. They retired the number 12 jersey because it is the 12th man here at Michie Stadium. And being down here in this corner, it is definitely the loudest part of the stadium.
Yeah, Kurt, I can see right over your left shoulder, all those number 12s there, and on the back of the Army helmet, there is the number 12, for good reason, representing the 12th man, the great crowd support that Army has here at Michie Stadium. New quarterback in the game, Tanner Justice, has come in. And the play on 1st down, stopped there. Sykes slung down by Anderson. And we thought we'd see Tanner Justice, the senior from Indianapolis, in this game. Stan Parrish, the head coach of Ball State, said, I want to maybe give Page a rest here and there. Have him watch from the sideline.
He said he wanted him to watch his offense operate without him. Last year he watched plenty, but this year he wanted to watch his own offense and how it's run. He said with Tanner, he knows all the nuances of this offense. He may not have the ability of Kelly Page, but at least he knows what to do with the ball, and he wants him to see how that works. Sometimes taking a step back and breathing helps.
Mike and the stop on Michael Lewis, along with Rodriguez. An injured Army player, and it's Victor Ugeni, their outstanding defensive tackle and senior leader, who is hobbling, although hobbling quickly. Off the field, we'll have Cadet Bujeski go over and speak with the Army trainer as soon as possible and get a report on Victor Ugeni. He would be a key loss if he's out for significant time.
No doubt. The penetration from the defensive tackles to create pressure on the quarterback and stop the run up the middle. Army does a fantastic job of stopping the run as well as running the football on offense.
3rd and 1. Lewis, counter give, 1st down and more. Michael Lewis bust out to the 48-yard line. Nice pickup, 1st down for Ball State. Anderson makes the stop, gain of 10.
And this is where the defense has to realize with the new quarterback coming in, they're going to start to run the football a little bit more. They're going to take some of the pressure off of Tanner Justice. They want to do things. They want to operate the offense now. They're not trying to strike quickly. They just want to run the offense the way Coach Parrish would like this thing to be run.
Diminutive dynamo, Michael Lewis. Wow, 5'4", but what a year last year. 1,700 plus yards, Ball State record. Play action to him this time. Janet had a quick little pass there, and it comes out to Briggs Orsbon from Tanner Justice. Tracked down and sent out of bounds by Donovan Travis. Coming up later in today's game, we'll have the Home Depot Tools to Victory, so stay tuned for that. Jason will break it down as our ball game progresses today here from Michie Stadium.
The scary part is very similar to last week in watching what happened when Renfrey came into the game. They started running the ball. They ran a bootleg for his first completion. Very similar in the success that they're having right now with Tanner Justice in at the quarterback position.
So Sean Renfrey coming in for Duke, replacing Thad Lewis, their record-setting quarterback. All he did, first pass of his career, touchdown. Had 2 teeny tosses in the game. Justice again, play action. Has time. Tanner Justice now runs. 30-yard line. Nifty footwork. Flags fly.
Penalty on the play.
He's out of bounds at the 24. That is holding territory.
And there's the difference between the last play with Kelly Page and this play with Tanner Justice is he realized it wasn't there and he didn't try to force it.
Holding. 88 of the offense. 10 yards from spotted foul. Repeat 1st down.
The true freshman Zane Fakes from Plainfield, Indiana. Guilty party there for Ball State.
He realized that deep post that he wanted wasn't there, so tuck the ball down, take off and run. And these are things that you just got to be smarter than that. You know, you're on the sideline, everybody's watching you, the official's right behind you. Not much gets away on the sideline. In the interior, you can get away with some things.
Zane Fakes, an amazing high school career as a running back. 2,233 yards last year, Jason. 29 touchdowns as a tailback. He's a converted tight end now for Ball State. Lewis looks left, nothing doing. Bradley Marin puts him down right away. Great play by Marin, the senior from Charlotte, North Carolina. We're coming here from Michie Stadium on a spectacular afternoon for college football here at West Point, United States Military Academy. Ball State from the MAC, Army, Independent. Dave, Jason, Cadet Kurt Bujeski, the senior from Albuquerque, New Mexico, our cadet reporter today. We'll have 5 different cadet reporters in our 5 home game broadcast on the CBS College Sports Network this year. Great to get the perspective. Look at the 12s there, Jason. See that? 12th man.
It's retired to the stadium.
Stan Parrish, first time he's been a head coach in 20 years. Taking over for Brady Hoke. Pass over the middle, brought in. Hill makes the catch at the 25-yard line. Jeremy Hill, nice play. Stop made by Trimble, 18-yard gain. It's been quite a ride, Jason, for Stan Parrish, an assistant for Lloyd Carr at Michigan, 97. Heisman Trophy winner that year, defensive back Charles Woodson won a national title. Assistant for John Gruden, Tampa Bay, 2002 Super Bowl title. One of the few men to have both those championships. Takes over. He says this is his last job at Ball State.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a head coach anywhere else. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. He wanted to stay here and finish it out right here at Ball State. Wanted to finish out what they started on this with this offense the last couple of years.
Corey Sykes sent out of bounds by Anderson, far side.
And there's also no doubt, the man knows success. He's been around it. He's seen it. He's coached it. He was telling us he kind of misses the booth, you know, being on the sideline as an offensive coordinator. He was always in the booth, and said his perspective has changed a bit. And he's actually debating whether or not a move up here might help or not. So far, I think the move was just to go to Tanner Justice for a series.
Timeout, Army.
Army's called timeout here. Wouldn't that be something? Head coach coaching the game, which has happened before, like Joe Paterno did that after he broke his leg. Barry Alvarez, Wisconsin, did that after he was injured and didn't want to be near the sidelines. Certainly not unprecedented for a head coach to be up here with us in the booth. He has a different viewpoint. He called it his world up here, overlooking the field as the offensive coordinator.
As an offensive coordinator, you need to collect your thoughts, and you need to have time to sit there and see the entire field, all 22 at once. On the sideline, you got a bunch of people bumping into you, asking you questions, wondering what's going on, and you don't see the field as well. So that was his only complaint, was just seeing the entire offense from the sideline.
Let's take a look at today's real-time fan poll brought to you by TextStation. Again, to do this, you text the number 88222 and then make your selection. C1 for Army, C2 for Navy, C3 for Air Force. Which academy will have the most wins this year? Standard rate supply available on most cell phone carriers. So here's how it looks, Jason. To this point, how about that? Army.
They like the Army. They like the Black Knights. Air Force has got a tough schedule.
Navy won 8 games last year. Air Force was a bowl team for Coach Calhoun a year ago.
I think they saw the ranked teams that Air Force has to play.
2nd and 3 here off the timeout. Justice pumps, throws, end zone incomplete. He'll the intended receiver, Antoine Aaron, on coverage for Army.
And the double move is back. The one thing they want to do is they want to test the secondary. They said they wanted to make sure that the secondary's eyes were in the right place. And if they weren't, they were going to get beat for a touchdown. Here, they do a great job of keeping the eyes on the receiver. Antoine Aaron on that play, it was a slant and go. His eyes weren't on the quarterback. His eyes were on the receiver.
Justice stays in. This is his drive, clearly. Now 3rd down. Play action. Swings a pass far side, brought in. Briggs Orsbon makes the catch at the 19. That's a pretty good spot. And he'll have a 1st down. Chains move for the Cardinals. Big play.
Generous.
1st and 10.
I'm interested about Kelly Page as he watches Justice run the offense here. What sort of things would he learn from the sideline?
I guess to be patient and to understand that every play isn't going to have success, and you have to know which ones will and which ones won't.
On 1st down, Myquell Lewis snowed under after a short gain.
Carries the ball.
Mike Gann got to him.
That might be the most difficult thing for a freshman quarterback who's had nothing but success, you know, when he played in high school, is that even though we saw it last year and he was able to see so much success from this offense, is to realize that every play that he's out there in isn't built for success. You're not going to be able to score on every. Sometimes it's just play over, tuck it and run.
Good news for Army. Victor Ugeni, outstanding defensive tackle, the senior, has returned. Looked like a cramp by the speed he's running off the field earlier. 2nd and long. Justice, shotgun, fires way over the head of Ift. Aaron on coverage. It's incomplete.
And you also see some throws by Tanner Justice here where he realizes the DB had pretty good coverage on that. It was like an in and out. So you're going to watch the receiver. He drives hard in and then goes to the outside. Tanner can see that Antoine Aaron has good coverage. The only place to put the ball is high and away. If he catches it, great. If not, once again, what are they doing? Line up to play another play.
3 receivers set to the right of Justice here. He's 2 for 5, passing on the drive. Pressure coming. Flushed. Justice will run. 15, put down there. It's Anderson again. Another great tackle, Steven Anderson. And Ugeni as well, providing some pressure, flushing Justice out of the pocket.
Great pursuit, too, because when he took off out of the backfield, it looked like wide open space. The pressure comes right up the middle, which is the worst place for a quarterback because you have to take off running. There is no pocket collapsing. It is all or nothing go. And when he went, it looks open at first and closed quickly.
Junior from Greenwood, Indiana. Ian McGarvey had a career long field goal last week, lost to New Hampshire. Tries this one from 30 yards. Justice holding, and the kick is perfect.
The attempt is good.
Each team a touchdown, each team a field goal. Here in the 2nd quarter, we're all tied. Ball State and Army from beautiful Mike. A lot of time with the coaches, players, and staying at the Thayer Hotel right here on the post. It's been an interesting experience for us to learn so much about this.
It is a community of 4,400. It is a city. It is all inclusive. They do everything here, and they are together.
Jake Hogue to kick off for Ball State.
Million Hunter are deep. Here's Jake Hogue to kick. And Millie lets that one go wisely. It will be a touchback. Army takes over 1st and 10 from its 20 when we return on a sun-splashed afternoon at West Point. 100 years ago, 1909, 4 Black Knight games canceled after Cadet Eugene A. Byrne died the day after a game against Harvard in which he suffered a concussion. Tragically, 26 deaths were recorded that year in college football, more than double that of 1907 and 1908, largely due to insufficient equipment. The first recorded headgear goes back to 1896. That was padded leather. Sometimes optional were the more significant helmets, Jason, until the 1950s. That's when polymer was finally invented to help protect the players, and face masks finally came along.
Thank God for polymer.
Wow. Steelman the pitch on 1st down. Carter carrying, bumped out of bounds and driven hard to the 27-yard line. Stop made by Charlie Todd.
Knocked down by Charlie
Let's take a look at the Bud Light stat 6-pack.
Picks up 7.
As you would expect, a little more rushing yards from Army, a little more passing yards from Ball State. Turnover each, but this is what you want. You want points. You want to get points off those turnovers. You want to make the other team pay for the mistake.
Carter pick up 7, 1st down carry. He's in motion. Steelman pitching to Carter, 30-yard line. Stood up, drilled, sent it out of bounds, but got to the 32. We'll have a 1st down against Charlie Todd, who is the first-year player out of junior college. He's quite a story. Jason was at Nassau Community College on Long Island. His head coach went to Syracuse to be a secondary coach for a new head coach there, Doug Marrone. Charlie Todd benches 225 18 times. One of the strongest players pound for pound on the Ball State roster.
That's just strong.
Wow.
Especially for a corner.
How about that? Up the middle. Play crosses the 35-yard line to the 39. It's Kingsley Ahee on the carry again for Army. Fumbles have been a story, Jason. We knew it would be for each side.
You know, it's one of those things where in a game like this,
Steelman on the pitch. McDaniel lost it.
you just got to have ball control. You just got to, you can't give it up that easily. The other thing it does is, it keeps this defense on the football field. Ball State, this will wear them out.
2nd and 4. Carter again. Rung up.
Carter.
Inside man Drew Duffin, the 260-pound senior defensive tackle from Avon, Indiana.
The longer you keep them out there, the more tired they get. If you can sustain these drives, and the other thing, a turnover gives you life. All of a sudden, the defense, when you get a turnover, you forget you're tired. You're excited, you're jumping off the field, going to the sideline, taking your Gatorade.
Enjoying life, right?
Absolutely.
3rd and short here for Army. Long snap count. Carter, motion man. Steelman dives forward. He needs the 43, and he's not going to get it. He's short of the 1st down.
Yeah, you saw the Ball State defensive lineman really pinch towards the center on that.
Dumping on the tackle.
Right before the snap, the Ball State lineman really pinched, and you see these huge gaps. They penetrate right up the middle. You're not going to get very far when the defensive lineman is on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
How about this? 4th and inches. Coach Rich Ellerson going to roll the dice here. We'll see. We got a timeout called by Ball State with 4:38 to go in the 1st half. Always been in favor of that, Jason. Coaches using 1st half timeouts. You can't take them with you.
They don't carry over.
Use them if you're Stan Parrish to think things over. College football continues next Saturday on the CBS College Sports Network. Back to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. We'll see if Coach Ken Niamanalolo's midshipmen can get a win against the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Then Louisville, Utah. I like that matchup. Big East head-to-head with the Mountain West. The Utes are 2-0 to begin this season. CBS College Sports Network, the pulse of college sports. Navy plays Pitt today, Jason. What do you think of that game?
I like Navy. This offense, and the longer you're in it, the more fine-tuned it becomes and the more difficult it is for opponents who don't see it on a regular basis to defend it. And the one thing Navy's got going for them is they've been in this offense the longest, and they've had the most success.
Pitt coming off a huge win over Buffalo from the Mid-American Conference, same league as Ball State. Last week in Western New York, they drummed the Bulls. So they want to send the Panthers off to a good start. Off the timeout, here we go. 4th down conversion try for Army. 1 for 3 so far in the season.
This is huge.
It is. In their own territory. Long snap count. Fletcher in motion. And then maybe trying to draw a
Looking
flag.
for some movement.
And they will take the timeout. With only 1 second left of the play clock. That is their last timeout. So maybe Coach Osen just hoping to get a little movement from the Ball State defensive front for a flag and an automatic first down. Let's go back to Cadet Bujeski about the football players here. Kurt, what about privileges? Do they have an easier life here at the academy than the non-athletes?
No, Dave. Actually, the football players have the exact same life that all other 4,400 cadets have. We all get the exact same treatment. It's just at the intramural time when the Everett players goes out and play soccer, the football players come up here up top of the hill and they go to football practice. So they're still every summer they're out there in the field doing everything else that everybody else is doing.
Now, Kurt, you're on the track and field team here at West Point. We understand you throw the javelin pretty far. How far can you chuck that thing?
Yes, sir. About 190 feet. It's not my best event is discus and shot put.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Seahorn, can you throw a javelin 190 feet? I want to see you try that.
I can throw a javelin, but I can't throw it very far.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So Kurt knows what he speaks in terms of an athlete's perspective here at the academy.
Athletes are second at the academy.
Flags fly again here.
Delay the game. Army. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So Bulls back out here. Will punt after the timeout, after they were thinking about a 4th down try in their own territory. We should have known better.
Yeah. 4.5 minutes left in the half. The last thing you want to do is give Ball State more life.
A little more room here for Bulls. Orsbon is deep. Angle kick. Briggs Orsbon, trouble with the sun and a handle, then catches it. Sometimes that can really throw off the punt coverage team. Gets nailed at the 31, 41-yard kick.
On the return.
Ball State will get it back.
And who will be the quarterback?
We'll find out. Jared Mackey, special teams tackle for Army.
Athletics is in full swing with an exciting fall season already underway.
Led Ball State to the game-tying field goal. The question is, Jason, who's going to be out there for this drive?
It's a difficult decision for a coach, and he knows that when he makes the change. I mean, he was aware that if Tanner goes out there and has some success, that he's going to have a tough decision in whether or not he goes back to Kelly Page.
There's a lot to like.
A lot of pressure.
I'm always a big fan of the hot hand. You go with the hot hand. You go with, what got you there, what moves the ball best. That's what you're trying to do on offense.
And that is justice right now. So the veteran stays out there, 5th-year senior, and operates out of the shotgun. Hit as he throws downfield. Mario Hill intercepted. Army gets it. Victor Ugeni in the face of justice. Alter the flight of the ball. Hill the pick. Cadet take over.
And we talked about this in the opening. We talked about the inexperience of the offensive line. They know it's a pass play. You got to stop somebody. You got to slow them down. You got to impede their progress some way, somehow. You don't stand a chance as a quarterback if you can't follow through with your throw. Still a nice spiral, though. I will say this for getting smacked in the mouth.
We had a long meeting with Mario Hill yesterday. He's a senior from Greensboro, North Carolina. First in his family to attend any college. He is the oldest of 9. Flags fly.
Free play
here. Steele and throwing far side. Tipped incomplete. Hunter, the intended receiver. Let's check out the call.
There is, however, several flags on the play.
What am I telling you?
Offsides. 97 of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
This has always been a big mystery for coaches. When you're 2 yards from the football, Donovan Jarrett, you're right there. The coaches have always been amazed at how defensive tackles see the ball right in front of them and still jump off sides.
1st and 5. Army takes advantage. Ball State miscue. Carter sprints in motion, gets the pitch right. Looking for the edge. Got the speed. Sean Baker says no. Big hit by the sophomore Sean Baker, the MAC Rookie of the Year. How about freshman year? 6 interceptions for Baker last season.
Impressive. As a freshman to come in and to play that well, that quickly. The other thing, that play right there, what he did a good job of, point of impact. When Mealy came out to meet him, he didn't get knocked down. He kept his leverage. He didn't become a one-way player. He's able to go outside or inside, so that when Jamison went outside, he was able to tackle him.
Baker really taking advantage of Alex Knipp, strong safety, team veteran, and a senior who took him under his wing when he first got to campus. Kingsley Ahee the carry. Stopped after a short gain. Spain Cosby makes the stop, but first down. Chains will move for the Cadets here with under 4 to go in the first half.
Always a difficult thing when you watch this offense and you see them and they force the linebackers and everybody to run sideline to sideline, sideline to sideline, and all of a sudden they run at the gut on you. It really slows you down as a defender because you have to clear the B-back, which is the back right behind the quarterback first.
Another reminder on that real-time poll, be sure to text in your response. Look out, trouble. Mealy on the pitch. Wisely hops on the ball, but it's all the way back to the 47 of Army. A huge loss as the Black Knight offense moves the wrong direction.
And there's the difference between a senior with experience and what happened earlier with Alvin McDaniel. Bad pitch, misses it. He realizes just jump on the ball. This play is over. Now they line up again, and they get to go play. They call that a forward pass? No.
Second and 20. 4 fumbles on the day for Army, 1 lost. Steelman, who had a great high school career throwing, airs it out deep downfield, looks for Barr, and Austin can't bring it in, broken up by Baker at the 14-yard line. Not the tightest spiral we've seen in college football, but he got it deep downfield. Catchable ball there for Austin Barr.
Got it there right on the hands, but give credit to Baker. He did a great job of playing the hands because he's beaten. He's trailing. The only thing he can do is watch the hands of Austin. When the hands go up, that's when your hands go up. See him, he just watches those hands. He waits till they come up, and as soon as they come up, swipe right through them.
That's a great point.
You don't want, at that point in time, you do not want to turn your head, because as soon as you turn your head, the ball goes right over it.
Hear that, all you young defensive backs out there? Came from Jason Sehorn, former NFL star.
It
great
does work.
Technique tip. Yeah, and it did there. Pass, Steelman. On the way by the big guy. Brings it in. What a catch, Alejandro.
Great concentration.
At 6'10", juggles, catches at the 30.
Great concentration by the big fella.
First attempt for the Black Knights.
The nation's tallest receiver. 22-yard gain. First down, Army. Had a career day last week against Duke. Got 4 passes and his first career touchdown. Up the middle, Kingsley Ahee. Nice gain on first down. Gets 6. Tackle by Travis Freeman.
And this is where height, look, he doesn't even jump and he's taller. Great concentration following the ball. The DB has to jump up and expend all that energy to try to get there. Villanueva he's just there. He's already there.
Folks, he was a starting offensive tackle for Army last year. Weighed about 40 pounds more. Steelman, man open. It's Alejandro Villanueva. It's an Army touchdown. Here's Carlton. And there's a PAT.
With 1 minute and 21 seconds to go in the half. Army 17 balls.
17-10 with just over a minute to go. And what a developing story for Army senior wide receiver Alejandro Villanueva.
Eyes, see the eyes, and he fell down, but eyes. When the defensive back has his eyes in the backfield, he can't possibly see the receiver. Brandon Carnegie wasn't looking. The other thing I might have thrown him off is how many times they threw it.
Watch this. He spikes that ball. Boy, the officials missed an unsportsmanlike. That should have been called an Alejandro. You cannot spike a ball in college football. That should have changed Army's kickoff position back 15 yards. They call him Ali here. Cadet Bujeski, right? He's really a fan favorite at Army.
Yes, sir. Cadet Ale Villanueva is a huge favorite here at West Point. Everybody here loves him. He's the most competitive person I've ever met in my entire life. After every single test, the guy's asking me, oh, what did you get on that test? Oh, I got 2 points better. I'm sure the guy tries to eat cereal faster than everybody else on his breakfast
Probably
table.
so. Kurt, we understand he's a very good swimmer. Is that right?
He's the fastest swimmer. I had a swimming competition with him over one of the summers across the lake. The guy blew it past everyone, even guys on the swim team. He's just a fish in the water.
Wow, at
It's amazing.
6'10", he can really create some serious speed. We understand he might actually go out for the swim team here at Army.
Yeah, either that or the basketball team.
It'd work either way. He played a lot of high school hoops at 6'10", you might imagine. He's grown up all over the world, parents in the military, speaks 4 different languages. Campbell kicks off. Williams, run back, Ball State. Spun around and sent out of bounds by Steve Erzinger at the 40-yard line. That's where Ball State takes over 1st and 10. A 30-yard return there for Williams. Coming up at halftime, Sam Ryan, Brian Jones, and former Tennessee head coach Bill Fulmer will have all the early highlights, including a couple of the MAC teams going head-to-head with 2 Big Ten squads. Plus, look ahead at Tennessee against Florida. Is Lane Kiffin about to step in the Lions' den? I think he has, answering a lot of questions this week, Jason, about what he said about Urban Meyer.
Motivation might have gone a little too far in the spring. Might have motivated the wrong team.
Kelly Page back in the game here. After the interception thrown by Justice last play. Thrown deep downfield and incomplete in Army territory.
Page's pass is incomplete. Intended for Gibson.
So now you wonder, Kelly was allowed to stay on the sideline, watch a couple of drives, see how the offense is supposed to move, and they come out in the very first play and throw vertical down the field. You're showing him how to have success and confidence, and then you give him a fade route down the sideline. Not exactly a confidence builder for a quarterback.
2nd down. Over the middle. Brought in Orsbon. Spun down. After the gain that gets him to about the 47. Stop made by Jordan Trimble, his brother Jeremy, the record-setting receiver.
And those are the passes that you're going to have the most success with. When the guy's right in front of you, 10 yards away, you can fire it in there.
Under a minute to go. Ball State trying to rally here. There's Bond again. Makes a spin move. The sophomore. Loose. Whoa! He's spun down by the face mask by Steven Anderson. That'll be 15 more yards for Ball State. You cannot touch the face mask anymore without a 15-yard penalty, much less one as obvious as that.
Great job of getting over there, but yeah, you can't. Ooh, ouch. You can't do that.
Face mask. Number 50 of the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Jason, that turns into a 28-yard play. 13-yard gain, tack on 15.
It does turn a 28-yard play, but as a defender, what happens sometimes, you start to think, if I miss this tackle, it could be a 58-yard play and a touchdown.
Ball State does have 2 timeouts left. Army has used its 3 in the first half. That's a huge penalty against Anderson. 4 wideouts in the game here. Page. Time, flushed, running now. Anderson brings him down, but not before a nice pickup. And Ball State will use a timeout.
Timeout, Ball State. 30-second timeout.
Anderson and
Gain of 7.
Kenny.
Jason, Steven Anderson has had a huge game. Had that tip leading to the Rodriguez interception. Has been laying out Ball State ball carriers all day here.
All over the football field. The one thing you want to see from a middle linebacker, first is vision and to be able to help with the pass game. The second thing is the run game. Can he go sideline to sideline? And you watch Steven Anderson, a lot of his tackles are right next to the white stripe of the sideline. So, you know, his mobility and the ability to chase down the ball carrier sideline to sideline is what he does. He's got the speed of that the Mike linebacker has to have, because you rely on that guy to read and react to what the offense is doing. He's got to see it and be able to get there. It's one thing to be able to see it and know where you're supposed to be. It's another thing to be able to see it and then react and get to it.
He is the cowbell of the defense, the leader. Players look to emotionally. He's from the Baltimore area, huge Ed Reed fan, Raven Star, and of course,
how could you not be?
Of course, Ray Lewis, he said, has been my idol for a long time.
Next week on Thursday, tries at 7 o'clock at the Hotel there.
19 seconds, one timeout left for Ball State. 4 wideouts in again. Page fires, end zone route, incomplete. Look there for Hill, coverage by Hill.
Well, now you've got a decision. You've got 3rd and about 3, okay, 3rd and 3. Do you try to get the first down, or do you take 2 shots at the end zone? I mean, do you take a shot and then a field goal? I mean, they got their hands full here.
3rd and 3 from the
Stan Parrish has not been a head coach before this year. He did take over for Brady Hoke for the GMAC Bowl down in Alabama that lost to Tulsa of Conference USA.
And they've only got the 1 timeout, so if you do run it here, you got to call the timeout to set up for another play.
Not been a head coach since 1988. Kansas State, hard to believe. Lewis, counter give, 20, breaks some tackles, lunge out of bounds because he has to get there for the field goal with just 6 seconds to go in the half.
That was a great job of getting out of bounds, and you know why? Because they could theoretically run one more play to the end zone if they want to with that timeout. If he doesn't get it out of bounds, you have to call the timeout, and now you probably have to just go for it. Because with a timeout, you can throw the ball anywhere on the field. Without a timeout, it's got to be in the end zone, because the last thing you want to do is get tackled on the 1 or 2. So with the timeout, the field is in play for the offense.
For your defense.
First full season as a head coach since '88. He has a 30-game winless streak as a head coach. 3 at Ball State and a lot of games at K-State. Last moments of the half. Incomplete at the 5-yard line. Aaron nearly had a pick on the ball intended for Briggs Orsbon. Now the field goal unit will come out. That was close.
That was very close. That was very close to being the other way. There was nobody out there. As a DB, sometimes, I mean, I know he wasn't ready for this. This ball went right through, but look at that. It's everywhere in front of him. Nothing but green.
A lot of green. Here's McGarvey to come in. Looks for his 2nd field goal of the day for Ball State. No good. Missed it left. On the last play of the first half.
That's the end of the first half.
It happened to Army last week when Alex Carlton hit the upright against Duke and changed the momentum of the game. Duke won it. We'll see how that affects things in this game. It would be the best start for Army, trying to get back over 500 for the first time since the Independence Bowl season of '96. Last Commander-in-Chief's trophy season, beating Air Force and arch-rival
of Trent Steelman.
And what a story for Alejandro Villanueva, the tallest player in Division I football at 6'10". His 2nd career touchdown catch in the 2nd quarter. It was a big one, and that helped Army take the lead.
Jake Holt to kick off. Hunter, deep.
Holt will kick off to begin the 2nd half for Ball State. Hunter to return from the 5. Damian looks for a seam. Breaks a couple tackles, gets out to the 34-yard line. That's where Army takes over 1st and 10. First possession of the 2nd half.
Now let's see if Army can do what they've done in the first drive of the first 3 games here in the first drive of the 2nd half. See if they can, you know, they were talking about trying to recreate that same feeling of the opening drive when they come out at halftime.
And for good reason. The opening drive Well, the first 3 games has resulted in a touchdown. Eastern Michigan, Duke, and today here against Ball State. Officials timeout.
But the chain game has a few difficulties with the chain.
The crew on the far side trying to get things unraveled. And make sure we're set to go to begin our second half here. More passing than we've seen from Army in the first 2 games. Coming in the first half of this one. We'll see if the second half follows suit with a lead here. Up the middle, first play. Ahee is stacked up. After about a half-yard gain, it'll be second and long here for the Black Knights.
And you just look at it right now, the feeling of it, just, you know, the crowd enthusiasm, everything's kind of quiet now. It's after halftime. You know, we've all got our Gatorade. We've relaxed for 15 minutes. Got to turn that switch on right now. You got to get up and got to get going. Don't wait for the game to come to you.
Second and 9. Carter, motion man. They fake the pitch to him. Screen instead. Hunter, incomplete. That was a forward pass, and it is incomplete.
Steelman's pass.
At the 30, third and long. Good play by Sean Baker to help break it up.
And Baker's all over the football field today. You see here, it's just a quick hitch. You know, Corin Birch is right there. Baker comes flying from the safety position. That's covering some ground.
That was an incredible play. He did, got a piece of it. And made sure that was an incomplete pass. Sophomore from Canfield, Ohio. As we talked about, become very good friends with Alex Knipp, the secondary leader, strong safety, a senior. Weightlifting buddies. Knipp really helped him on the recruiting visit. Convinced Baker Ball State was the right place for him. Cardinals are glad that worked out. Steelman keeps, turns upfield.
Steelman keeps the ball.
He's hit hard by Travis Freeman, the true freshman middle linebacker.
Travis Freeman makes the tackle. 4th and 4.
Half the battle for the defense is getting off blocks, reading the right keys, getting there. You just see everybody coming to him. Get up off your feet. The one thing you can't do as a defender against this offense is be on your feet.
Punting situation for Army. Bowles comes back out. Couple boots for him, 41-yard average so far. Riggs Orsbon is deep to receive at his 20 for Ball State. Ball does not turn over. Orsbon charging up to grab that. Inside the 30, makes 3 tacklers miss. Riggs Orsbon, nice run back. Gets to the 33-yard line on a 33-yard kick. And Ball State takes over 1st and 10. Initial drive for the Cardinals here in the second half. This is a huge game for Ball State, Jason. Think about their start. A loss at North Texas, a loss to an FCS team in New Hampshire. This game today at Auburn next week. I mean, you don't win today, next week's going to be tough. Could be 0-4 to begin the year.
And you know what else you're talking about? You're talking about the psyche of a football team after those 2 losses and then this, and then having to go to Auburn. They think about it. They know what's coming up.
Michael Lewis snowed under. Marin got there, so did Anderson on the first down carry. Our difference maker update. Let's check in with some of the players we had a chance to spotlight, Jason, in the first half.
I'll tell you what, the defense for Army has been lights out today. They've done a great job of finding the ball, going to get to the football, and stopping McQuail Lewis. On the offensive side for Ball State, Kelly Page, a little bit shaky, you know what I mean? Hasn't been that consistent, but they haven't allowed any sacks. So the offensive line has done a pretty good job of protecting back in the pocket.
2nd and 4, little play action. Page rolls right and fires. Has a man. Jeremy Hill brings it in front of Donnie Dixon, the safety.
Pass is complete.
To the 44-yard line. Chains move for Ball State. Nice toss there for Kelly Page.
And you see plays like this, and you know what Stan Parrish knows he's capable of. He's got all the throws. He knows where he's supposed to go with the football. Stan told us something interesting in the meeting. He said he sees phantom things out there sometimes. We have to limit the phantoms on defense for him.
Michael Lewis running right. Gann got a hold of him, so did Antoine Aaron. And really think about, Jason, the pressure that Stan Parrish and the offense on, along with their freshman Kelly Page. There's an injured player here for Ball State, replacing the great Nate Davis. I mean, look at the numbers Nate Davis put up. Left early after 3 years. 5th-round pick, 49ers.
And you know, Stan said something interesting to us. He said maybe they should have sheltered Kelly a little bit more in training camp because all the questions he answered were regarding to Nate Davis. It was all, how are you going to replace him? How are you going to do this? The legend of Nate. And that was difficult for him.
Zane Fakes, the injured player for Ball State. We'll get a report on him when we return.
He's the nomad of the recruiting world.
Knee, Jason.
Yeah, you see him, he starts off here, and the play rolls to the right, and he's just blocking, and he kind of gets, McQuail Lewis comes over, it's right there. That right knee just kind of gets bent back, not supposed to bend that way. Wow. Just the worst, too, when you've got your back to the play and you have no idea what's coming at you.
Off injury timeout, 2nd down. Ball State. Page over the middle, man open. Toriel Gibson brings it in to the 31-yard line. Chains move again for Ball State. Gain of 13 yards on the pass from Page, who seems to be gaining confidence before our very eyes here.
Gaining confidence and waiting for the receiver to clear the defense. The other key to this offense is allowing the receivers in zones to find the open zones before you throw the ball to them.
Gibson, a sophomore from Cleveland. Went to the same high school as Ted Ginn Jr. Played for Ted's dad in high school. Sykes changes directions. Rodriguez trips him up. Finished off by Marcus Hilton. Got to the 27, gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 coming up here for Ball State.
Yeah, you run to the left and you see Big Ugeni stand there looking at you. I'd change direction too and go the other way.
Good idea.
That's one of the keys to this Army defense is getting that penetration from the tackles, but then you have to have the follow-up from the linebackers to prohibit the cutbacks.
2nd down. Page hit as he throws, incomplete. In traffic, there is a flag down in the backfield.
Pass is incomplete. There's a flag.
Was looking there for Ryan Hartke. His H-back, and it's going to back up.
Holding.
72 to the offense. 10 yards to the previous spot. 2nd down.
Left tackle Cameron Lowry, the freshman from Indianapolis, the guilty party.
Speed kills, speed kills. You see the left tackle here? They just get a great jump off the line of scrimmage and gets kind of bull rushed. And it just, you know, you got to do that. Give credit to him, though, because the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to allow a defender to be unimpeded straight to your quarterback. If you got to hold. You know, otherwise, he gets hit, ball comes loose. There's a lot of bad things that can happen in a sack.
2nd and 16 after the penalty. Fakes back in the game. In motion. Page throws. Orsbon rung up immediately by Mario Hill, the senior from Greensboro, North Carolina. Under-recruited, Mario told us yesterday. A couple of FCS 1AA programs were interested in his services around the North Carolina area. And then he heard through his coach that there could be some interest from Army. Didn't know a thing about it. Hadn't researched West Point or the prep school in New Jersey. Didn't know much about the experience.
Didn't see the campus until he played a game here from the military school.
He said it was the best decision he ever made. Big play, 3rd down, pass over the middle. Gibson brings it in. Touchdown, Ball State. What a catch, 34 yards.
Ian McGarvey to attempt the
You see
extra
him,
point.
he just gets a step, the little stutter right there, gets a step on the DB. Now the DB does the same thing, follows the hands, but see how he turned his head back? The second he turned his head back, he lost sight of the ball. So when Jordan Trimble saw the hands go up, he kind of glanced back. You don't want to glance back like that. The second you glance back, the ball's over your head.
McGarvey, point after. Celebration time on the Ball State sideline for Coach Parrish and Toriel Gibson. We are all tied at West Point. Here on post at West Point U.S. Military Academy for fun of dating back to the Revolutionary War. Such extraordinary history here at West Point. You and I learn more and more about it every week we come here.
Every week you learn about these cadets and you realize they are special kids.
Jake Cole kickoff here for Ball State. Brand new game, tied. After the TD drive and the catch by Gibson. Here's Hunter. Has 5. Tries the right side. Blanket. That's sent down. At the 26. Army will take over first and 10. With the help of the Home Depot, let's see what made that drive in the first half. Jason so successful. Alejandro Villanueva with the big catches.
What made it so successful was them getting out of their comfort zone and throwing the football. Great concentration on the ball. Here, just running up the middle seam. Once again, making the catch in open space. A lot of times you see guys wide open, they drop the ball. He's making the catches that are coming his way.
New possession, Army. Steelman, pitch. Ball lost again by Mealy again, but it's out of bounds and Army keeps it. It will be a loss, though. 5 times in this game, Jason, Army has fumbled. They've lost 1. Coach Ellerson told us yesterday, ball security so critical, and it's not happening.
Really is, and that's a good pitch. It hit him in the hands. You know, I mean, a little low, but when you're running this triple option, you're going to see pitches all over the place. They're not always going to be right in the chest. It's as much on the quarterback as it is the receiver to get the ball.
2nd and 14. Army needs some life here. Steelman keeps. David Jones, the first to him, along with Rene Perry. Update, difference makers. Army offense, Ball State defense. Jason, what do you think?
You know, the offensive Army has been a little bit erratic. I mean, they've had one nice drive, they had a turnover, lead to another score, but for the most part, they haven't sustained anything other than that very first drive. On defense, nothing special. I mean, they're holding the point of attack. They've eliminated the long drive. They've made them work for their yards, and that's what you have to do with this offense, make them work for their yards.
3rd and 10.
No big plays.
Army seems a little flat here to begin the second half. Steelman trying to change that. The freshman will keep and not get anywhere. Baker lays him out and nails him right in front of the Army bench.
Number 25, Sean Baker.
Not much offensively again for the Cadets, and they will have to punt away. One thing the Army coaches told us yesterday was so important, Jason, finish. That is, play 4 quarters, not just 2.5 or 3.5. At the moment, 2 solid quarters, but can't get things going here in the second half.
And they really emphasized coming out at halftime and how to change the perception and the energy level that the players were showing. They really said, it's the same team, we just have to get the energy back up. And that's what it seems like. It just seems like they're kind of flat right now.
Pulls the punt. Worsbon, deep man. Tells his teammates to stay away from the ball. Good bounce, Army.
How about that roll?
To the 4-yard line. Now Ball State. 65-yard punt for Jonathan Bowles of Army. .03. His class size, Jason, back in '03 was 93. He was number 1 in his class. Duty Honor Country, the theme here at West Point for all 4,400 cadets who will become 2nd lieutenants in the United States Army upon graduation. Many on the football field here today for the Black Knights. Michael Lewis strung out by Antoine Aaron. Nice play by Aaron along the edge to stop the record-setting running back Michael Lewis. Big question about Lewis this year. Had 100-plus yards against North Texas in the opener last week against New Hampshire. They could not get him going.
Well, I think one thing you see is with a freshman quarterback, the defense is going to take away the pass and force you to run the football. They're going to say, "Listen, we're not going to sit there and concentrate all our energy on the run if you can't throw the football." And they haven't been able to run the football. With their strength being the run, they've got to be able to get that on track before they can open up the passing game.
9 carries, 21 yards for Lewis so far today. Play action. Page fires from the goal line. Looks for Zane Fakes, who's back in the game. Incomplete. Erzinger on coverage for Army. Hey, look at Lewis's numbers last year. 1,736 yards, 22 touchdowns. Ball State single-season records. 5th in the nation in rushing, 124 yards a game.
See, 5th in the nation in rushing. When you can run the football, you force teams to stack more people in the box to stop the run, and then the pass opens up. Here, it seems like they've just started the game firing it.
He had 11 100-yard rushing games last year. 3rd down. Pressure, McNary. Over the middle, pass brought in by If. 1st down and more. Daniel Ift. Slung out of bounds on the far side. Anderson made the play defensively, but Ift, a big pitch and catch with Page, gain of 22.
Another great job of waiting for the receiver to clear the middle linebacker. Steven Anderson sitting in the middle of the football field, and Page just sits back there, and Steven's right there, and you watch him. He just waits for him to clear. Let him get past the help defender in the middle. Once he clears him, then throw the ball to him.
Missed tackle there by Jordan Trimble, cost Army. First down, Ball State. End around. Saw this early in the game. Sykes the carry. He got to the 35-yard line. That very first play from scrimmage, Ball State ran. Gained 6 that time.
And a nice job of forcing it back to the inside. All your help is in the middle of the football field. You don't want that ball to bounce outside and get to the sideline. You want that ball turned back in to your help and to your teammates.
Second and 4 here. Page shotgun. Hands off. Sykes dragging tacklers forward. Needs the 39. He's shy of the first down by a yard and a half. Stop made by Victor Ugeni, the captain from the Atlanta area, along with A-Rod. Andrew Rodriguez had a pick interception earlier in this game today.
And this sets up a difficult third down because they haven't been able to run the ball that successfully. So now you have a decision. Do we try to run the football or do we go back to the throw? You go back to the throw on a 3rd and 2. It's not the easiest thing in the world to try to accomplish.
Corps Cadets make some noise. Again, the quick handoff. It's Sykes. He got to the 40, got a first down. He was absolutely slammed by Ugeni at full speed. But the chains will move. So Andrew Rodriguez having a huge game. Cadet reporter Kurt Bujeski standing by with Andrew's mother.
Yes, sir. I'm down here on the field with Mrs. Rodriguez, mother of Andrew Rodriguez. Now, Mrs. Rodriguez, I'm sure you're proud that your son's out there in the field. How's it like seeing him out there?
I'm always proud of them, and it's great that they're all doing such a fabulous job today.
Now, I'm aware that Andrew's father is actually overseas right now. Is he able to catch the game, or is he able to watch anything?
He was hoping to catch the game, but he called and said he couldn't get to see it, but he's trying to listen to it on the radio.
Well, we're all very proud of Andrew, and we're happy that his father's overseas fighting for the country. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Cadet Bujeski, thank you. Great to hear from Ginny there. Andrew's father, most recently serving in the Afghanistan theater as a general. McNary, huge hit. Josh McNary slams Michael Lewis down for a loss.
Josh McNary.
This defense at the point of attack, this defense in stopping the run has had really no shortcomings. It's the passing game. They rely so much on the pressure on the quarterback, and they haven't been able to get pressure on the quarterback. Give credit to that offensive line of Ball State. They've done a fantastic job of protecting both Page and Tanner Justice back there in the pocket, giving them the time to throw the football.
Third down. Page gains some pressure, throws in the move. Aaron puts down Briggs Orsbon. After a short gain, it will be shy. How about a Ball State first down? We're finishing up on Andrew Rodriguez here. Jason, his dad is David, who graduated from West Point in 1976. A former commander of the 82nd Airborne Division who had been stationed in Afghanistan. And last week, the Army team wore the 82nd Airborne patches in honor of David.
That's called all in the family right there.
Sure is. Gavon to the punt. Hunter looking right up into the sun. Hit immediately. Charlie Todd makes the play. 42-yard punt. Timeout on the field at West Point. We are all tied. Ball State and the Cadets. 7th from out in Colorado Springs. Let's take a look at today's real-time fan poll brought to you by Tech Station. Get an update. Remember, to get it started, you can text 88222 and then make your choice, C1, C2, or C3. So which academy will have the most wins? You can see Air Force tonight against New Mexico here on the CBS College Sports Network. Keep you updated all game long. Give you a final result on that poll, too. Carter in motion. Army takes over. And nothing doing on that first down carry.
This is It's a pretty important drive here for Army. They've got to get something going. They've got to have some of the success and find some of the quote-unquote mojo they had in that first half, because it didn't come out of the locker room.
Why is that? You played all those years.
Well, there's two things. Halftime adjustments by the defense playing to this. They definitely went in there and broke some things down, explained how this offense was running, and they've done a good job of stopping it. But also, Army offense looks a little flat.
Steelman trying to change that himself. Nice run by the freshman. Gets out to the 27. Hit by Charlie Todd, the right cornerback out of Delaware. 12-yard gain. Tonight, 7 Eastern, Sam Ryan, Brian Jones, former Tennessee head coach Phil Fulmer on hand for the SEC postgame show presented by Geico. CBS College Sports Network, the pulse of college sports. Steve return. Chip Bowden's come in. Remember, cracked rib.
And that's
left side of his rib cage against Eastern Michigan. Jason, I'm sorry, first game of the year.
Yeah, that's one of those things. When it gets dinged, it's going to hurt. You're going to want to come out, catch your breath, then go back in.
So Chip Bowden comes in and hands off on the first down carry. Bowden is the senior from just outside Tampa, who was the starter coming into fall camp. You and I met Chip last week. He didn't seem happy with the fact he's the backup trying to get that starting job back.
No, he did not appreciate it. You know, you also don't like losing a spot to a freshman. Okay, you don't like losing your spot, but I think the coaching staff just sees so much more upside, they said. There's so many more things that Trent Steelman provides them. Chip provides them a lot of leadership, and he knows the offense, but they just said the upside was a little bit greater, so they went with the young kid.
Lonnie Liggins, his first career carry, came in that last play. Picked up 4. Ahey's back in. Kingsley Ahey, nice run. Out to the 40. The B-back, which is the fullback in the triple option offense. A, one slot, B, the fullback, C, the other slot. It can be very hard to defend out there, all those letters.
And, you know, when you think about, we were talking about getting their mojo back, getting that feel and getting the rhythm going again, the one thing they have to do is they have to have a little success. These last 2 runs, now they're starting to feel it. They go, okay, this is what it was like.
We'll get an update from Cadet Bujeski as soon as we can on Steelman's status. A lot of movement. Flags flying.
Lots of yellow on the carpet.
Ray Perry could have been the one moving.
Offsides by contact. Number 99 of the defense. 5-yard penalty.
It's actually Adam Morris, the sophomore from Dublin, Ohio. And he'll take a seat next to Coach Parrish on the bench after that.
Oh, that's one of those things just so funny as a defender. In the secondary, watching D linemen do that. He goes, Steelman's just coming through. Looks like he just... It's probably when he got slammed to the ground. Yeah, it's this... You think it's the second hit. It's the second guy when they roll on top of you and kind of twist your body a little bit.
Bowden stays in. Carter, pitch left. Has a lead blocker, and Fletcher... And he lunges across midfield to the 49 of Ball State. Should be a first down.
Mr. Referee will post change. There's another first
Stop
down.
by Alex Knipp, the senior from Amherst, Ohio. And the team's leading tackler in the Cardinals season opener against North Texas.
First and 10.
Carter getting to the edge. Another thing that does, when this offense works at its best, it stretches the defense. So you're forcing these linebackers to run sideline to sideline every single play when your slot backs can get to the edge.
Final minute, third quarter. Bowden hands off. Ahey, nothing doing. Travis Freeman, the true freshman from Cleveland, rings him up and sends it backwards.
Travis Freeman.
Freshman backers have been pretty stout. Steelman has returned to the game. Bowden comes out. Chip came in for a couple plays last week against Duke after Steelman feeling the pain from that cracked rib, which, as we know, is an extremely painful injury. Final seconds will melt away.
Kind of hard to play when you can't breathe.
Yeah, that breathing.
Breathing
pretty big. 3 quarters complete. Fourth quarter and a great game coming up from West Point. All time. Ball State and Army, 17 apiece. We race the huddle with our freshman quarterback Trent Steelman leading the way. Second down at 10 here. Fourth quarter underway from West Point. Little play action. Steelman throwing. Being tracked down. Edens, and it's sack. Time for Ball State. Robert Edens got there, put him down. The junior from Detroit, top NFL prospect. say the Ball State coaches us this week, Jason, in terms of Edens?
Just great pressure and great chase, too. I mean, wasn't fooled by the play action or the misdirection. The most important thing, though, he got to the quarterback. So many times you see those quarterbacks getting out there and they get rid of the ball. Wasn't able to get rid of the ball.
Jim Bowden has come back in the game. Steelman lost his shoe, being tracked down by Edens, who has his 3rd sack of the year to lead the Ball State defense.
He's under further review.
Review here.
You wonder if was the ball coming loose maybe before he hit the ground?
Either that or the spot on where he's down.
I know the ball was loose at the end. You're just wondering, did he hit the ground and it bounced, or?
With the parents of Jack Reed, please go to gate 1. He is currently lost.
That was it. It was possession.
Please go to gate 1.
The Chip Bowden back out there. Steelman getting the shoe all set. We'll take a break. The officials say the call on the field does stand. Jason, no fumble for Steelman.
No, when he hits the ground, the ball comes loose when he hits the ground, not as he was going down. Clearly, ground causing the loose ball there.
3rd and 20 here for Army. It's Bowden, the lefty. He's firing, looking for the big fella. Incomplete. Looks there for Alejandro Villanueva. Baker on coverage, along with Corrine Birch, the cornerback of Ball State. Punt time here for the Cadets. We're coming to you from Michie Stadium. Dave Ryan, Jason Sehorn, our Cadet reporter Kurt Bujeski out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, with us as well. An absolutely perfect day. Young man being thrown out. Be careful. That's not a plebe, is it? It's a young plebe. Perfect day for college football in the Mid-Hudson Valley. Bulls to punt. 2-man back here, Todd and Orsbon for Ball State. Briggs lets that one bounce in front of him. Todd takes it on a bounce. A little risky play in traffic. Trying to surprise the Army punt coverage team. Tackle made by Mealy. 37-yard punt. Ball State gets it back. When we come back to West Point. Memorial Stadium, Baltimore, 1944. Army led 9-7 entering the 4th quarter, but a Glenn Davis interception set up one score, and then Davis scored himself. 50-yard touchdown run following the win. Coach Earl Red Blake got this message from General MacArthur, headquartered in the South Pacific. The greatest of all Army teams. Absolutely love that. We have stopped the war to celebrate your magnificent success. That Army team had 6 All-Americans on it, including Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside, the 2 Heisman winners, Blanchard and Davis. Erzinger stopped there on the first Ball State play of this drive.
Quail Lewis is your ball carrier.
Let's take a look at the Bud Light Stat 6-pack. Some more numbers, Jason, coming your way.
10 points off turnovers. That's the key right now. Those 10 points Ball State has is keeping them in this football game. Obviously, Ball State's got 2 more turnovers, 2-1, but it's the points off of turnovers.
Page throwing and Orsbon receiving. Briggs gets to the 30-yard line before Anderson stops him from behind. Short gain. And another 3rd and long coming up here for Ball State. Critical game here for each team, folks. Army 1-1 after losing here to Duke last week. A game seen here on the CBS College Sports Network. Ball State coming off the miraculous 2008 record-setting 12 wins. Back-to-back bowl games. Made it to the GMAC Bowl, the MAC championship game. They are 0-2. This game and then Auburn on the road next. I mean, this is critical for their season. So 3rd down. Page thought about stepping into the throw, keeps instead. Plenty of room. Kelly Page, 50, far side, 30. The redshirt freshman tracked Down and put out of bounds by Mario Hill, not before a huge gain. And Ball State is in business, gain of 44.
And this just goes back to what Stan Parrish was saying about Kelly Page, was he has so much athletic ability. He's got the ability that when it breaks down, he can take off and make something happen. Right there, Mario Hill just loses containment. You cannot allow the running back, the quarterback, the wide receiver to get outside of you. You have to keep them inside where all your help is coming from.
Wow,
great
big
run.
Play. Sure was for the Ball State offense. Page has his first career TD run in this game. And that gainer of 44 sets up Ball State. Michael Lewis with flags down. He's hit by Chad Thayer.
Playing on the play.
So here's Mario Hill. He's out here. You know, it's a pass play all the way. It was broken down. Good coverage. He's where he's supposed to be.
10 yards to clear spot. First down.
He's where he's supposed to be, but he's got to snap his eyes back to the quarterback a little bit quicker than that and realize when the play breaks down. You know, in talking to coaches, they really worked on him this week and keeping his eyes on the wide receiver after 2 of the plays last week. So you think maybe he's got his eyes too much on the wide receiver. You got to be able to have some double vision there.
Holding call, Kid O'Brien, reserve right guard for Ball State, backs him up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it's 1st and 20. Page, play action to Lewis. Passing near side, incomplete. Looking there for Jeremy Hill. And the coverage from Donovan Travis. And Jordan Trimble in the vicinity as well.
Incomplete.
They've really done a good job offensively this half of all of their plays coming off of some form of play action, some form of misdirection, bootleg, rollout. They're getting him out of the pocket, or they're trying to freeze the front 7 of Army from getting penetration, making them think at least that it's run.
2nd and 20. Blitz coming for Army. Page goes down. McNary got to him.
Sacked. Josh McNary.
And you can see why, because if they just have to drop back and pass, they can't protect very long. If they can give some kind of misdirection, some kind of perception that there's a run play, it slows them down. But if they know they're just going to take a straight drop back shotgun, that defense pins their ears back. They are coming to put the pressure on the quarterback.
10th career sack, Josh McNary, the junior out of Houston for Army. 4th all-time on the cadet sack list. The all-time leader, Cameron Craig, 13.5 sacks here at West Point. Page, deep ball, post route, intercepted. Donovan Travis picks it off for Army. And the Cadets, with a huge defensive play, get the ball back.
Huge play. Great catch, too. He went up. You know, you always teach defensive backs, go to the highest point. Go get the football. Do not wait for the football to come to you. Wide receivers wait for the football to come to you. DBs, go get the football. Here you see Donovan Travis. He just does a great job of tracking the ball.
4th career interception. Second of the season. Sure did. Webben got it. Big pick for Army. They get it back. The Southern Miss defense, 7 straight opponents under 100 yards rushing. They can play some D.
And the Southern Miss offense can put up some points. It's a bad combination for a visiting team.
Cavaliers need that one badly. They're 0-2. That's coming up next. First down play. Team went back into the game. As quarterback for Army, Travis Freeman, the true freshman linebacker, makes the play on Mealy.
Now here's where Army has to get something going. Last drive, they started moving the ball. They got across midfield. They got to the 40, had some penalties, the sack. This time, they've got the emotion of a turnover, an interception. The crowd's back with them. Sustain something. Got to get something going now.
Pick up a 1, Mealy on first down. Carter, motion man, gets the pitch. Running right. Makes a cut. Makes a move on Todd. And keeps on trucking across the 30-yard line. Finally stopped by David Jones, not before a gain of 16. And maybe that's the play Jason was talking about that Army needed.
They need to get something going. They got to get that feeling again that it works. You know, when you have stuff, when you have plays that begin to get stuffed over and over, you start to question. It's inherent. So they need to get their players on the outside edge, get them moving in space, get those defensive guys running and tiring them out.
Under 10 minutes left in regulation here. Steelman fakes the pitch, keeps, stood up, and slammed down hard to the field turf surface at the 36 of Army. Hit again by David Jones, the junior from Muncie, Indiana.
It's a good play. A lot of times you see him, he pitches the ball. This time he decides, you know what, I'll give him a little head fake, cut to the inside. Nice little gain. He's got to do that. You got to keep those defenders honest. You can't pitch it every single time. That's part of the maturation process for Steelman, is to not just learn the offense, learn how to run it to confuse the defense.
David Jones, leading returning tackler for Ball State. 8 tackles in this game today. Spin pitch. Carter, left side this time. Brandon Carnegie with some help there from a player we've not talked a lot about, Brandon Crawford, number 90 in white. An amazing story. Made headlines last year. 33 years old is Crawford. A former Marine, spent 4 years in the Marine Corps. As Carnegie is down.
There's another first down.
And it's going to be a first down. They're looking at Brandon Carnegie, which gives us a moment to talk about Crawford. There he is, trying to help his teammate out. Crawford, out of college football for 10 years. Went to the Marine Corps. Enrolled in Ball State, went back to help his mom and sister for a while, and then eventually, nearly 2 years later, returned to Ball State and walked on, finally a scholarship athlete. As a former Marine, he talked to us yesterday about the unique opportunity of playing against Army.
It's a great honor to get a chance with, any of your servicemen that you play with, knowing the sacrifice that they give day in and day out, and knowing like ultimately, they're going to go off to a job that's going to, require them to have someone's life in their hands, and they're going to have to make split decisions and have to be successful doing that, to ensure that, the mission is successful and, ensure everyone's safety.
An impressive young man. He was 27 years old, Jason, coming out of the Marine Corps.
Got to be pretty special for him to be in this game, in this environment, because he knows what these guys go through, more than just the football standpoint of it.
First down. Steelman fakes the pitch, gets hit hard again.
Steelman keeps.
Todd swung by him. Again, David Jones made a tackle. He's nearly double digits in hits. You talk more about Crawford. He's got a degree already in criminal justice. Does Brandon Crawford. He's pursuing a master's degree in business now at Ball State. Told us yesterday he's thinking about maybe wanting to apply for the Secret Service.
That's what you call not a wasted opportunity. Taking advantage of what's provided for you.
Pitch. Carter looks for the cutback again. Edens says no and sends him back. Good play by Robert Edens. We're coming to you on a beautiful day for college football from Michie Stadium, West Point, New York. Banks of the Hudson River. Ball State Mid-American Conference. Army head-to-head. This for the second time in the school's histories. Dave Jason, our Cadet reporter Kurt Bujeski out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, joining us from just outside the Corps Cadets student section here at Army. Some 4,000 attendance for the football games. Mandatory, and clearly big fans of, at least for now, Jamison Carter. Those numbers change. But we love Carter right now. Up the middle on the handoff, and nothing doing. Stout. Ball State defense again. Nice play up front. Spain Cosby.
And Army's had some of their best success here in the second half on the outside edge. And I understand you try to keep the defense honest. Being an offensive coordinator, the most difficult thing to do is to play the cat and mouse game of you may be successful at one thing, but you can't just keep wearing it out. You've got to try to keep the defense honest by at least giving the impression that we're going to try to run up the middle. But give credit to Ball State. They've made some great adjustments here in the second half of shutting this triple option down.
Todd Norsbon again deep to receive the punt from Bulls. His 6th punt of the day. Spiraling boot. Norsbon makes the fair catch at the 8 of Ball State, and that's where the Cardinals take over. 45-yard kick for Bulls, all tied up from Michie Stadium. College football on the CBS College Sports Network is being brought to you by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Icy Hot, goes on icy to dull the pain, then gets hot to relax it away. (17-17), close game from United States Military Academy, West Point. What a view.
Big possession for the defense here. If you keep them pinned back and they punt the ball, your offense now has the best field position they'll have had this half.
Play action from his end zone with pressure. Throws intercepted. Travis has got it. The 5. Touchdown Army. Donovan Travis.
Second interception and a half, 16 yards.
Alex Carter to attempt the extra point.
Not one, but 2 interceptions in the half for Donovan Travis. And Army takes the lead back. Here's Carlton. There's a PAT. Last week, Leon Wright, Jason of Duke, huge hero. Back-to-back plays, interception, return for a touchdown, and one comes today for Army at the right time for the Cadets.
Game-changing. We talked about the defense trying to pin it back, or you could just take things into your own hands. Listen, he reads the quarterback's eyes perfectly. He knew exactly that they've run that play 3 or 4 times this half already. They've rolled to the right. That's the same interception he threw earlier in the game. That roll out to the right. Great job of playing the safety position and reading the eyes of the quarterback and knowing where to go. A lot of times DBs, they like to bait him, so they keep the distance to make it look like he's open. The perception of, oh, you go ahead, you can fit it in there.
Turnovers, a big factor. And Stan Parrish, who tutored Tom Brady at Michigan, Brian Greasy at Michigan, Brad Johnson with the Buccaneers winning a Super Bowl, knows a lot about quarterback play. He has been at the very highest level, and right now he is chewing out his young quarterback, Kelly Page.
He just said it was so frustrating because he's looking at a kid who's so talented, but the game's just moving so quickly, and he gets into situations where he wants to make a play. The one thing he could have learned from Tanner, or at least in speaking to him about, is sometimes it's not there, especially when you're on your 10-yard line.
Squib kick, Campbell. Ball State does a good job just to dive on that ball very quickly. Good idea. Justin Cruz handles the duties. College football continues all day on the CBS College Sports Network. 3:30 Eastern. Virginia taking on Southern Miss of Conference USA. Great matchup there. Cavaliers 0-2 to start their year. Then at 7:30 Eastern, Air Force takes on New Mexico. Each team 1-1. That's out in Albuquerque. Cadet Bujeski's hometown. The CBS College Sports Network, the pulse of college sports. Tanner Justice come back in here for Ball State. So Page, after the pick 6, will take a seat. Swing pass, Michael Lewis. Trying to turn the corner. Erzinger nailed him.
Knocked out of bounds.
Well, the short game.
Steve Erzinger.
Well, that's one thing they just can't handle. Coaches, offensive coordinators just can't handle the turnovers. And when the turnovers directly result to points, it's even more damaging.
Second and 7.
At some point, you just say that the talent is going to have to wait.
So Justice got to bring him back. Over the middle. Juggled. Flags fly. It was Hill who was hit by Mario Hill. And we'll have an interference call.
Flags on the play.
Be a first down for Ball State.
Got there a little early. It's one of those things as a defensive back. You're driving to the intersection of the
pass interference. It's number 1 of the defense. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
So Mario Hill, he knows where the ball's going to be. He's just driving to the point. He just kind of gets there too soon. It's just a fine line as a defensive back when you get to the receiver before the ball's there to just put the brakes on, try to reach around, knock the ball down.
Stadium has come alive. Justice, trouble with a handle on the snap. Fires, Gibson. Donnie Dixon nails him. Very short gain. But Jason, for Stan Parrish, it's been a very long time. 20 years between head coaching jobs. Kansas State and Ball State. Took over bowl game last year after Brady Hoke went to San Diego State. They lost to Tulsa in the GMAC Bowl. Look at this. 1986 for Kansas State against Kansas. The last time as a head coach he won a game. There's one tie in there. That's the winless streak.
I'm going to give you something, though. Kansas State. At least it was the rivalry game.
That's right. And the tie was against Kansas. The only non-loss after that. 30 games without a win as a head coach. Maybe it changes today. We'll see. Justice fires. Hill can't bring it in. Incomplete. Antoine Aaron on coverage.
Here the hard part was taking over a team that was already built, and then you now have to rebuild it. He was telling us, while everybody wants to win, they enjoyed the success they've had over the last couple of years, this is a rebuilding project. They're a year or two away from being the team they were last year, and they just have to be patient. But everybody on this team knows what it's like to win and have success, and they all want it right now. They're all kind of, the players and everybody's trying to force feed. It's like, it takes time.
Ball State 8 for 13 in the game. Third down conversions. Huge play here for the Cardinal offense. Justice. Some pressure. Snowed under. Down he goes. Steven Anderson again. Makes a big play for the Black Knights.
You know, you take the element of the run out of the picture. The defense now knows we get to come after him. You take one quarterback who's pretty mobile in Page and go to Tanner Justice, who's not quite as mobile. Everybody knows that, so they realize he's going to be at a spot. He's going to be at an intersection. Just get to the intersection. Everybody knows about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, go to that point.
Cavanda will punt. Hunter is deep. Nice bounce, Ball State. Oh boy. Out of bounds at the 3 of Army. They'll be pinned deep in their own territory. 57-yard punt. Huge play there on special teams for Scott Cavanda and Ball State. Let's take a look at the Chili's game review. Toriel Gibson makes this catch from Page. And Ball State took a lead, but what about Donovan Travis? Not one, but 2 interceptions in the second half.
Right about now, the defense is feeling pretty good about themselves. And here, Ball State is now in the same predicament that Army was last series. They've got to keep them down here. Do not allow them to get out of the end zone area. Make them punt out of the back of the end zone. That's tougher. And give your offense great starting field position.
Up the middle, Kingsley Ahe, very short gain, stacked up. After a pickup of 2. And Ball State takes a timeout. They've got 2 left. Renee Perry makes the stop. Cadet Majeski, what's the mood like right now amongst the core cadets?
Well, it was a little bit quiet earlier, but after that pick that happened right in front of me, it just erupted down here, and everybody is extremely loud. It is an entirely different stadium than it was 5 minutes ago.
Kurt, why do you think it was so quiet for so long down there in the second half?
Well, I mean, when there's not a lot, as a fan in the stands, when there's not a lot of big plays happening, it's hard to stay motivated and stay focused the entire time. And when you see somebody make a big play like Donovan Travis, it sends that adrenaline through their blood and makes them want to yell again.
So they had a couple of minutes, about a whole quarter, to rest up in the vocal cords to get themselves prepared for that last interception.
On the timeout.
2nd and 8 for the 5.
2nd and 8. Steelman keeps, heads upfield. That is nailed. Spot looks good for an Army first down. Needed the 13, hit by Travis Freeman. And he is short.
I'd say here in the fourth quarter, he's kept the ball
and 1.
a whole lot more than he's pitched it. I don't know if it's because the pitches were off. I don't know if he just realizes they were overplaying the pitch, but whatever the case may be, Trent's doing a much better job of just getting the ball up the field and getting positive yards.
Shy by about 2 feet. Army 4 for 11, 3rd down conversions. Here's the pitch. Carter has the corner, has the first down. Charlie Todd bumped him out of bounds. Chains move, gain of 7 for the Cadets.
And that play was made by by Ali Villanueva. He comes up, he gets a great block right there. Just a knockdown block. They don't get the first down if he doesn't get the block. A lot of this offense relies on the lead back or the receivers getting the DBs down.
Mealy had a nice block on Brandon Carnegie as well to help spring Carter's run. First down. Up the middle it goes. And the play out to the 24-yard line. Kingsley Ahey again, the ball carrier. Let's take a look at the Bud Light Stat 6-pack. Some more numbers, Mr. Seahorn, coming your way.
The things that are starting to really, stand out is the turnovers. Man almighty, you just can't win a football game when your opponent has more time, more opportunities to score. Points off of turnovers. Turning the ball over is one thing. Putting points on the board from those turnovers is a completely demoralizing thing.
2nd and 5. Ball State's got to have a stop. Steelman the pitch. Jamison Carter, flags fly from the secondary. Carnegie to stop defensively. We'll check out the call here.
Brandon Carnegie makes the stop. Flags on the play.
Going to be a hold against Army.
Block in the back. 82 of the offense. The penalties decline. 3rd down.
Block in the back. Alejandro Villanueva, the guilty party there.
A little too aggressive.
Yeah, at 6'10". Officials going to see pretty much everything you do out there. Tallest player in Division I.
No place for you to hide when you're 6'10" on a football field. You have to. You can't do that. As a wide receiver on the outside, you've been told you have to see the helmet first. You have to see the front of the face mask.
Big play. Army offense. Ball State defense. Up the middle. Hey, he's got it. And the ball on the ground. Recovered by Army at the 40. Guess who jumped on it? Alejandro Villanueva recovers the fumble. First down, Army.
Great hustle. Don't just stand around and watch the play. Follow, chase, be a participant in the football field. You're not involved in it, but you can be involved in it if you continue to move. Always be around the ball. When you're around the ball, good things happen.
He's had himself a game today. It's a big catch in the first half. Had the touchdown grab as well. Army has put the ball on the ground a lot today.
Ball security.
Only one loss, though. It's amazing. Steelman, nice gain on first down. Crosses the 45. Ball State will take its 2nd timeout. One remaining for the Cardinals. Let's take a look at our final results. Today's real-time fan poll brought to you by Tech Station. So,
a lot of love for Army.
I tell you, 2 weeks in a row, Cadets have done pretty well on our real-time fan poll brought to us by Tech Station. 46%. Navy's got Pittsburgh today. Western Kentucky, you'll see that game here on the CBS College Sports Network next week for the Mids. Back at home in Annapolis. Air Force tonight on the CBS College Sports Network against New Mexico. Tough matchup on the road there.
You just start to see this Army team over and over again. You realize they've got a lot of good things going for them. And as Coach Ellison has told us on numerous occasions, they're not even close to what they're going to be. As far as the amount of offense they have installed and the amount of offense they've actually used in a football game. We saw a little bit in the first half. They did throw it a little bit more, and they opened it up for Trent Steelman. In the second half, though, right back to the running game. Haven't got a lot going. Been a little bit more conservative. Thank God for the defense coming up with the big play. But this drive here, this drive is sealing the game for them right now. If they can maintain this ball and not give it back to Ball State, they can't score.
Seven plays already in this drive. Big start at the Army 3. Steelman keeps. David Jones from behind knocked him down. And again, Ball State stops the clock with a minute 28 to go in the 4th quarter. They are out of timeouts.
That is their 3rd and final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Well, we talked about Army's fumbles in this game, 6 with 1 loss, but their defense has come up big with some picks.
just hustled around the ball. Be around the ball. When you're around the ball, like I said, good things happen. Also, some poor passes, no doubt. But going to get the ball, the receivers, the DBs have to turn into receivers when they're out there in the middle of the field. When they see that ball, they got to catch it. That's the first thing as a defensive back you're told. Catch the ball first, then run. They've done a good job of that today. They haven't dropped the interceptions. A lot of times you see plays like that. They fall through their hands, they go between their legs, they drop them, what have you. The defensive backs have done a very good job of getting their hands on the football.
Donovan Travis, the coaches say, the quarterback of the secondary. His dad there in the United States Air Force. Donovan's lived all over the country and the world, Arizona, California, Florida, Ohio, Texas growing up. To high school in Glendale, Arizona, outside Phoenix. Big play again. Can Ball State hold? 3rd and 4. Here's the pitch to Carter. Looks for the marker, the cutback. Didn't get it.
Jamison Carter is the ball
Sean
carrier.
Baker, the outstanding sophomore defensive back for Ball State, makes the play.
Sean Baker on the tackle.
He's been all over the field today.
The first down, 4th and 4.
Wisely, Carter stayed in bounds, and the clock will run here. Now, Ball State will get a final crack at it. Down by a touchdown, but out of timeouts.
Out of timeouts and really playing in the defense's hands where they know he's got to drop back. He's got to sling the ball down the field. The defense, we can pin our ears back and we can really come after him now. If they can get the ball off, they got to punt it first.
There's Coach Rich Ellerson waiting for the play clock to go down to 1, milking the clock as much as possible, down to 42 seconds on the game clock before the timeout to avoid the delay of game. And they'll bring the punt unit in. They'll try to pin Ball State as deep as possible. Baker's had a huge game, 4 tackles, a forced fumble recovery, and a couple of PBUs. Passes broken up for the Ball State D.
That was huge right there for the Army offense. So when you think about it, they had the ball pinned down inside their 5-yard line. To get the ball to the 41 and run off as much time as they did, 3 and out or 4 or 5 and a punt. Ball State's at the 50, maybe the 40 going in. Momentum changes. There's a lot more time. They have all their timeouts left. It's a huge, huge drive for them. They haven't sustained a lot here in the second half, but that right there pays off.
Jonathan Bowles will punt.
You know, if you're a running football team, you've got to run it when everybody knows you're going to run it.
Horsbon, Todd or deep. Bowles got it off. Horsbon lets that bounce, grabs it, lost it. Loose ball, and he jumps on it, but it's inside his 10-yard line.
You can't fault the guy for wanting to make a play, though. You know, you're at the end of the game, you've got to make something happen with 34 seconds left.
David Brooks covered him up, 46-yard punt.
And that ball's bouncing around. You got your eyes on the ball and your eyes on the defender at the same time. It's tough to concentrate on one or the other.
Only 34 seconds, and it will be Justice and not Page for the final drive for Ball State here. Long way to go with no timeouts. Corps Cadets being heard. Shotgun. Justice. Flushed. On the move. Gibson has it. And down he goes. Knee went down at the 30. The clock will stop. Chains move quickly, Ball State, after the 22-yard pickup.
Good job.
Try it again.
Good job of buying himself some time, getting out of the pocket, looking downfield, and the receiver coming back to the ball. The one thing you have to do in these situations, the receiver, is come back to the ball. Don't just keep running towards the end zone.
5 deep here for Army. Justice flushed. Rodriguez and McNary. It's Josh McNary who got him. No timeouts. 10 seconds. Ball State's got to spike it here to get one last play off. Justice sends it down with bodies moving everywhere. Mike Gann was in motion. And here's a flag.
12 on the field.
Yeah. Mike Gann was desperately trying to get off the field.
Kind of a tough spot to make a lineman switch there, though. One last shot. The old victory defense.
Illegal substitution. 93 of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
defense is called the victory defense because you're preserving the victory. Everybody back. You just don't want the ball.
Penalty yardage will be enough for a first down.
You just don't want the ball to cross the goal line. Oh, the core is heard.
They're getting ready for a big celebration. Hoping on 2-1 the season. More than 4,000 strong. Last chance, Ball State. 4 defensive backs at the 15-yard line of Army, way back deep. Justice gonna step into a throw. Downfield. Caught. Anderson makes the play on Gibson, and the game is over. Army wins 24-17.